Hey guys, this is GamerCow. Welcome back to another Pokemon Violet's Wonderlocke episode. This time we are going back into Paldea for the rest of the main game, and we have the 6th gym, and although there is a Nemona fight which is for the 7th gym that's supposed to be at the level curve for the stuff here, I am going to do that later on because I want to do the Quaking Earth Titan today as well. Get ourselves the next ability for our dear friend Miraidon over here. And honestly, not much else to really say with it. We'll just get cracking on these because they're not really too crazy to do. Now, when you enter your 6th gym, you'll get access to a very special item that we sure have figured out would just do everything. That's pretty much it. So yeah, Jacques is here, our homeroom teacher and whatnot, and we get ourselves the Lucky Egg. This is a relatively typical place to get the Lucky Egg as far as timing in the game goes. I remember back to Gen 5 when Juniper gave you the Lucky Egg around Chargestone Cavern, which was just after Gym 5, so it's a very similar sort of bit. And yeah, we could use it. But honestly, I'm relatively up towards the level cap here in the first place. I actually accidentally had one Pokemon go over the level cap here, which was Wigglytuff, but we don't really need it because we're going to just have our powerful spread options in to deal with the double battle stuff here, so it will not be a problem. Yeah, for some reason they seem to always make like double battle, despite it being the VGC stuff and whatnot. They always seem to make double battles the optional thing, which is not optional, but it's like it's late game. You only ever do a couple of them, and it really doesn't seem to matter very much, right? Because they're so inconsequential. I'm glad the Indigo Disc stuff is a lot more doubles focused, but I wish they did just a little bit more for it. They don't have to do the full thing like Colosseum or Gale of Darkness where the entire game is double battles, but there needs to be a little bit more of them, I think, because they really just don't give you enough practice for what the official competition stuff is, you know? Yep, that means 1 + 1, oh man. So yeah, double battle time, and we have our dear friend Flavio and our Army King here, so that we can just go ahead and hit with our spread moves. Discharge, of course, does not hit Army because it is electric immune, so that's always good. And yeah, the cool thing about this place is, at least for the challenge bit, is that the music gets more and more upbeat as you do the battles. There's 3 sets in total, and it just gets more and more added to it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, well, it's a fun little bit. I just kind of wish there was a little bit more to it, because again, even these double battle fights, they're just like, you know, 2 Pokemon and that's it sort of thing, right? Just, you don't really get a good experience for it. And this is all of the double battles that exist in the base game. So, yeah. You get full healed in between each fight, which I suppose if you somehow lost a Pokemon here would be a bit problematic. Strong compliments weak. Uh-huh. If you say so. So, out we go. Haunter and Mischievous. They are both Levitate Pokemon, so wouldn't be able to do anything that way, but I'm pretty sure we should just win. We are slower, of course, because these are quite slow Pokemon, but level 40, not a huge problem. And oh no, we lost 9 HP there. What are we going to do, right? Discharge Rock Slide should just do more than enough here. Well, maybe not actually. Rock Slide might not KO Mischievous. Ah, it does. Okay, never mind. Good stuff. So, yeah, basic doubles stuff here, right? Just use your spread moves and hopefully don't kill yourself in the process, but most of them you should be fine with. Unless it's like Lava Plume, but Lava Plume is incredibly rare in the base game. I think it's only Armor Rouge and maybe Flareon that I can remember getting Lava Plume as a base game mons. I don't actually know if even camera up gets it, which it probably should, but you know. Me, MC Sledge. Yep, so he's our last fight. It's not gonna go any different, you know. But hey, he'll try his best, and that's all we can really ask for him, right? Yeah, Sableye Drifblim, obviously not going to be that big of a deal. I don't know if Fake Out is something I should be worried about, actually, but... oh! It could also just self-destruct. You know what? You got me. I didn't see that coming. Did it do anything? Absolutely not. But I didn't see it coming, so you got me. Alright. That's kind of cool though, with it being a ghost gym, self-destruct not hitting them and whatnot. The paralysis is good because I think we'd outspeed anyway, but dynamic speed tiers and whatnot, it actually does get the half speed beforehand, so we would definitely outspeed at that stage and pick up the KO before it gets a chance to move. Oh, Donphan over-leveled, however, which is a real shame. That kind of removes my entire game plan for this one. Gosh, darn it! I should have maybe thought about that. Alright, so we can't use Donphan for the upcoming battle. I suppose I can't do the discharge thing anymore then. Oops! That's a shame. But hey, it's not that big of a deal, really. It just means I have to do something different. I mean, woe is me and all that, right? It means we won't be able to win in 2 turns, was really the thing, because there's a Mimikyu involved in all of this, and Disguise kind of makes it impossible to win that in one go. I can still kind of do it, actually. I think if I use Garganical, then I can still do it. Because Garganical can't get paralyzed. If I put the Assault Vest on it, it's already got a decent bit of... that's a reasonable bit of special defense. And I think if I just do that with Rock Slide, it should be fine. It's also tense. There we go. Y'all feeling good? Yeah! So, obviously, as you know, if you've been reading the stuff in the background, we were the opening act for the concert here, so we were the early ones, and yeah, it's kind of neat. It's fun stuff. Right, so everybody else is good to go. I mean, I guess you could also just use like Cacturne as a thing here as well, because it is resistant to thing. The problem is Cacturne is weak to Play Rough, and if the Mimikyu goes for that, then I would pretty much be dead off of it. So we're not gonna risk that. We just need to go ahead and teach this some moves again now. We want Rock Slide, and we can't use our non-attacking moves here, so we'll get rid of those. Is there anything else it gets naturally? No. Is there anything I want to teach it by TM? Possibly at this stage. I can get all the elemental punches? That's kind of cool. I actually didn't know that. Huh. Iron Head would probably be reasonable to be clear enough with a bit. Yeah, we'll do that. I've got a couple of them. I'm pretty sure you can buy this move. If not, it's not like the most important one ever for this stuff, and this could come in handy later on against the Fairy Starbase. So could still be good. Yeah, we'll go with that. And we should be able to do the same thing. I'm pretty sure Discharge is not going to do that much to an Assault Vest Garganical, so we will go as is. Yep, so we're ready to face her. Absolutely, let's do this thing. Yeah, just kind of a shame that I ended up overdoing it a little bit. I did do quite a few battles in the process between the 2 videos here. I've done most of the battles that are on the mountain because I needed to get everything leveled up, right? And I guess I could have transferred them all over. Pro Cashier. I could have transferred them all over and just like experience candied them on the other game, but like what's the fun in that, right? Also, we do have Lucario set up at this point, but we'll get to that later on, because it wasn't really going to be that useful for this place. like Dark Pulse was teachable. I have gone for a special set rather than a physical set because I just don't like close combat as a thing. Like, maybe if I went bulk up Drain Punch or something, we could have maybe gone for that. And Meteor Mash is a learned move at this point, so it would have been fine. I'm here for the gym battle. Ahaha. Yeah, absolutely. Rap what's in my soul, baby. Weaving words into a symphony of poetry. Uh-huh. Me lock you down. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Skills with the ghost types are the best around. So this is an interesting one. We haven't really gotten to see the gimmick of this place yet. Is that it is a crowd-based thing, right? So we do actually potentially get stat boosts from the crowd if cool stuff happens. So that's the bit that we'd have to watch out for. Now, again, Garganicle's really cool here because it takes half damage from ghost attacks, and it can't get status, so we can't actually get hit by Will-O-Wisp on the thing that's relevant to hit on that. I'm actually just going to Ironhead the Mimikyu, because I think Banette should die to Discharge here. Like, I don't really see it surviving that. It's not particularly bulky. But Mimikyu's going to go first here, right? Oh, Sucker Punch, okay. Well, that does basically nothing because I have a ton of defense. So we're fine with that. Slash, also not really going to do very much. Again, Play Rough, maybe oh, it actually did survive. Play Rough is a little bit more dangerous, but yeah. I guess we would have needed to have had, like, Choice Specs or something. Oh, it actually lived that, too. Wow, okay. So we hit for weakness. Do we get a stat boost for that? I think we do, right? Yeah, we do. We get an attack boost for that. That's pretty cool. And special attack, yeah. So we get power boosts off of that. Actually, that does make it a bit more dangerous to hit with Discharge. So I guess at this point, we just go ahead and play it a little safer, and we just, you know, single target stuff at this point. Wow, she really does not like Ampharos, huh? Unfortunately for her, Ampharos is still too bulky to worry about stuff like that too much. So, yep, gets itself leveled up a bit. We take these two down, which is pretty good. So that brings her last two in. It's always fun if you can one round this with like all the spread move stuff going on, but we weren't quite able to with this stuff. That's slightly disappointing, but not really too bad. So we have Houndstone and Toxtricity here. Toxtricity makes a lot of sense. Oh wow, another boost. Toxtricity makes a lot of sense here because of the whole, you know, music vibe. That's going to Terastalize into a Ghost type. And yeah, Houndstone, I always thought it was Ghost and Ground for some reason, but it's not, so it should not really be too dangerous either. So we will simply go with the Rock Slide, and I will just Volt Switch here, because I want to hit with an electric move, but I want it to be like single target, so yeah. Anyway, this is another one with a bit of a protracted cutscene for the Terastal side of things. If you, you know, wanted this to go quickly, not gonna happen. I love the Greavard on top of the speakers, though. DJ G-Rave! Yep. So, Terastalizing the Toxtricity, like I said, into a Ghost type here, and I mean, it's like reasonably strong, but nothing we shouldn't be able to handle here. Hyper Voice, not that damaging. Phantom Force, oh, sort of irritating actually, because I was trying to hit into that with Volt Switch, so I think I will just have to swap out here on the Ampharos just to make sure that doesn't KO, because yeah. Now she gets a boost because of her play there, so she gets an attack buff. I definitely have to switch out here because we can't risk Ampharos on that one. If I had Volt Switch to Toxtricity, then we'd probably be fine. Wow, did she just get an Omni boost off of that? Wow, that's broken. That's so rude. Wait, what? I mean, we swap out into you, right? And then just, I think we've got to just like, we've got a Stomping Tantrum here to, I mean, that's not gonna get the KO, right? Because Rock Slide definitely isn't now, thanks to the boost there. So your power is at 2/3 for using a spread move. Yeah, no, I don't think this it would KO anyway. So I think we do just have to Rock Slide still. Man, that is very annoying, to be honest. But hey, that's just how it be, I suppose. Yep, so Hyper Voice coming back in. That does so much damage to Cat Turner. Oh, that might actually just die here. Oh, nearly. Yikes. Well, I think Spiky Shield is the only way to figure that. Come on, you can do it! Yep, so do we get an Omni Boost now? That would be nice. Get a Speed Boost. That does absolutely nothing, because we're already slower anyway. Yeesh! Yeah! Alright, this is proving to be a bit closer than it should be, but that's fine, I guess. We'll Spiky Shield here to just make sure we don't take damage off of this, right? Hyper Voice going to be protected, and then Assault Vest resisted is not a problem. Even with its ability boosting the power, it just does absolutely nothing, so fine with that. Play Rough also going into Cacturn, so that's really good for us. And hopefully Rock Slide will just hit. It does do some chip damage as well. Rock Slide does still double connect, so we're good with that. And that's a great hit on Houndstone. So now Sucker Punch will get it, and there's nothing she can do about it. So we don't lose anything, but it was a lot closer than it should have been. Throw a better rat back at. No, don't give her a boost for that. What? That's not fair. It doesn't matter. Sucker Punch has got priority, so we'll be fine. Stomping Tantrum can't miss. And yeah, Cacturn gets to do the thing. It gets to actually win the fight. Go figure. You can see the problem with Cacturn though. Like, my goodness, it's just weak to so many things. But hey, we did still get the win, and it did technically count and, you know, like, do something in the fight. So I'm happy enough with that. And yeah. A little bit closer than it probably should have been, but that's okay. We still get the win, that's what really matters, and we get an awesome picture off of that too. Really like the style of that. Super fun. So yeah, up to level 50 we'll have stuff at base now, which is great because that's above, it's actually above the level cap of the final gym leader as well. So never any doubt about obedience within the rest of this one, so it's gonna be great. Anyway, once we're done with the 6th one, we get accosted by Hassel again here. Watching the battle, I must say, I thought it was simply excellent. 4 marks, gold star, extra credit even. The unrelenting offense, the flurry of attacks, what an efficient way to corner the opponent. She's just like, yeah, this is a trend with Hassel. He kind of lets himself, you know, run away with it a little bit. So yeah, don't let your studies fall by the wayside. This is the indicators. We'll get the things come up in a sec. The new classes are available to take. There is some reason to do the classes. They do kind of take up a lot of the time, so I don't tend to do them. But the history ones in particular are pretty useful, because if you do those ones, then you'll get fly points for the what are they called? The Treasures of Ruin. You get fly points to like where their spots are. I should have healed beforehand. Doesn't really matter. Rocco-chan is going to be the one that we use. I want to bring in Blastoise here as well, because it hasn't had the chance to level up very much. But Chloritzer is going to be the thing to absolutely decimate our next opponent. So I don't think this was like the most convenient fly point to go to for it, but whatever, it's what I'm doing. I guess I should see. Have I got enough stuff to keep aside for the? I think I do. Yeah, because we have Harrier as well. Yeah, we'll be completely fine. I'm just thinking, do I have enough stuff for the Nemona fight kept aside, because that is technically at a lower level than what we're about to fight here. So I wanted just to be sure. Yeah, Quaking Nerve Titan. The ground's been shaking off and on, and yep, it's getting a bit sick. So yeah, this guy's level 45 is what we're going for now, but again, really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because of our nice water type stuff that we have here. And yeah, he's pretty quick. Well, this particular one is pretty quick. So this one is different depending on which version of the game that you play. And for us here, of course, we are in Pokemon Violet, so we are facing Iron Treads. Whereas in in Scarlet, you will face Great Tusk instead. And yeah, the professor will come out saying it's one that came from the Great Crater. Do whatever is needed with all due caution to subdue it. Yeah, we have to. It's like, please take this thing out. So yeah, Sandstorm Raging sort of annoying, but isn't hopefully going to be that big of a deal. Knockoff also somewhat annoying, but because it's a wild battle technically, it doesn't actually matter. And yeah, I mean, Chloritza is very powerful, so it is not much of a surprise that it just one-rounds the first phase of this here. I probably should put Mystic Water on instead of the Wise Glasses just to get a little bit more power out of it, but it isn't a big enough deal where it's going to matter for us here. Nice item spawning there as well. I haven't been able to explore this bit yet because of the you know, Arvin text and whatnot. It actually kind of interrupts you in a lot, you know, from a very far away part of the desert too. I've only been able to get through like a small portion of the desert here. Is it even a Pokemon? Yeah, it supposedly is. So we got ourselves a stat boost, and now it is a little bit more powerful. It might survive one hit from the stuff here. We shall see. Use the Scovillain to caught nearby. Scovillain is an interesting one for this because it is actually good against both sides of it. Because its fire typing is good against the steel part of this guy, and the grass typing is good against the Great Tusk's ground typing. Well, almost got it in one go. It's pretty cool. So it actually does make sense to have Scovillain here. It's just unfortunate that it's neutral towards ground as a result, and so does suffer a little bit, but one scary face in Fire Fang is faster even than the already fast Iron Treads. So yeah, he does actually get to do something, which is fine. And cool. Yeah, nice and quick. Nothing really too dangerous for this one. We do get ourselves another level up move. Heavy Slam. Yeah, probably could have been a little bit better than Iron Head, but I think Iron Head was actually useful to have for the battle that we used in. So yeah, but Heavy Slam is quite good for Garganical because it is a beefy boy after all. It is just literally a pyramid of rock and salt after all. So of course it's going to be quite large. So you would expect that. And yeah, I'm actually gonna whilst the cutscene stuff's going on here, I'm actually gonna look up how heavy is Garganical. Because I don't know that sort of information by being at 240 kilo. Not the heaviest thing for Heavy Slam to work with. You really want to be around like Metagross level, which is over 500. But it will still have decent base power against a lot of Pokemon. I might actually swap back to Iron Head though, because it's more consistent. Because to bring the comparison up, as we get our Sour Herba Mystica, to bring the comparison up, Metagross is 550 kilo, and at that point you tend to hit, you know, 100 to 120 base power on most stuff. At 240, less than half of that, it's not going to do consistent damage. So yeah, I don't think Heavy Slam's actually as useful as I would have thought, but yeah, no, still nice to see. Yeah, so we get ourselves another Titan Badge as well. with the sour stuff here. I tend to like sour stuff a bit more. Like lemon stuff is always great. The first thing I'd always get in a new Chinese place that we go to is the lemon chicken, because I really like the stuff for that. Yep. So we get to share our meal again here. Food's up for the doggy as well. We're getting there, pal. Hopefully this one will help as well. So take your medicine. It'll be good for you. Your legendary medicine, as we're working quite hard for that. Yeah, he's actually eating. He's eating it much more readily now. It isn't taking nearly as long to get to the bit. And yep, we can now glide. One of the biggest disappointments, actually, from the original stuff. Yeah, he's regaining his strength. Not getting to the battle form yet, but we'll get there. Seems healthy enough physically. Yeah, I mean, past trauma and stuff, right? Mental scar, like psychological trauma, you know? Uh-huh. Something really bad must have happened to it in fight stuff, and it just doesn't want to go back to it. But yeah, I mean, it is also a patient within this as well. It will get better. No pressure. It's not fair to expect every kind of Herba-Mystica to have some huge effect. Yeah, it's not like the effect has to be immediate either. Could just be when he's in the Pokeball. But, don't worry about it. We've got one more to go, and it's the best one of them all. It's just gotta be. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll get there, okay? Can't lose steam until we're done. Here we go. It'll be alright, dude. We'll get there. In a long time, though, because the final level cap for you is 57. So we have a fair while to go yet. But yeah, Miraidon's gained more of its original power. You can glide now, which is kind of cool, except that it doesn't really go particularly far. We'll show. So you get to glide, and like that's kind of cool and all, but it tails off incredibly quickly. And the controls of it are just a little bit on the awkward side. Like, it's fine doing this sort of thing, but then when you want to let go of it, it's like you can't really start it up again in the air, and it just feels horrifically slow as a result. I don't know. It gets much better in the Indigo Disc once you've cleared all of that, but at that point it's more just like end of game traversal sort of stuff, right? So, you know, the super post game type bit for it. So anyway, I wanted this fly point for a while, but I got interrupted by the cutscene stuff the whole time, so I kind of couldn't do it. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to do on the main side here. We did just do a gym and a Titan, however, so let's go ahead and get ourselves swapped back over, pick the right save file this time, that always helps, and we will get our next two encounters and see if anything will come up, you know, anything useful. It's getting to the point where it's, like, at this stage, most of the time I won't really need the new stuff, and I think, like, I've definitely not gotten as strong a set overall as I did in the first time I played this, because again, I had like Sobble and Turtwig for the first little bit, right? I had a lot of stuff, like Sandile was also a really cool one that I haven't gotten this time. And so there's a lot of awesome stuff that I have just not had access to this time round that, you know, would have been lovely. But at this point in the first playthrough, I was kind of already like done with getting new encounters and stuff, because there just wasn't, like, I didn't need them, right? There was about half a dozen that I just kind of left on the table as maybe in the future, because we got such a strong lineup that it just wasn't necessary. This time round, things, like, I'm not upset with what I've got, but the Pokemon as a whole have definitely not been anywhere near as good as what I've had before. This one is interesting. because it is a fire. It's a fire type that's not rock type as well, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, so land it. There's nothing wrong with this whatsoever. I mean, I guess we can check the stat stuff, but it's like there's absolutely nothing wrong with this at all. It's cool. It's a fast one. I don't have that many fast Pokemon in stuff here, and Fire Poison is decent. It is very frail though, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to know exactly when to use this one. But yeah, can't really be too upset with it. I do think the Pokemon is pretty neat. The one thing that's going to annoy me for this stuff though is the fact of you have a 1 in 8 chance of getting a female, and the only one that can evolve into Salazzle is the female, so it is going to be a little bit irksome for getting use out of it, right? So I might hold off on it, because I don't think I really need it right now. The next place we're going to is a Psychic type thing anyway. I guess I could maybe have access to it. Is this legit? Is my first unfortunate question I have to ask. It is absolutely not. Unfortunate. Yep. More censorship trading. Who cares? I couldn't tell whether it was a shiny or not, and I wasn't paying enough attention to the trainer name beforehand. If I'd have seen the trainer name, then I would have immediately known that it wasn't legit, but I was not paying attention to that bit, so whatever. Yeah, no, see, I can't see any shiny part of that, let's be honest. Comfey? Well, it's a different Pokemon, that's for sure. Yeah, suddenly getting fairy-type stuff showing up a fair bit as well. That's neat. The Comfey's a weird one, right? Because, yeah, I mean, it is, again, definitely legit, but it's a very strange Pokemon. Like, I guess its abilities aren't really particularly... I mean, its abilities are okay, actually, because Triage gives you Draining Kiss access. This thing does get Calm Mind, I'm pretty sure, because I think that's what was used in the competitive stuff at time to time. I mean, and it was mostly used for its signature attack, which is the floral healing, right? Because this with Triage, it had like +3 priority on it, and you could do stuff with it that way. But I think it does get Calm Mind. As I'm looking it up just now, just to see. I mean, I guess I could look at it in game as well, but yes, it does. So it gets Calm Mind. So it could also just be Calm Mind +3 priority Draining Kiss, and we just have the setup that way. That actually seems kind of good. So yeah, I think we could make some strong use out of this. Again, it really just depends. Is there anything left to use it on? Is going to be the thing, and I think the answer to that might be as a use case for the Airy fight. The problem is the opener is Toxicroak, and so you can't really set up against it with this. But it could be a backup in case the first setup thing doesn't really work there, because yeah, going for Calm Mind stuff in that will just kind of win that fight. Okay, and I know I have Comfey's already set up as well, because I've used this before I've bred this before for competitive stuff, so I should be able to get that pretty easily. Alright, 2 curious encounters for this one here. Next time round we will take on the Alfrondo, I think it's called, the Psychic area. We've got an Emona fight there, and then the gym challenge itself, and from there, we'll get one more friend and see what we can do with that. Until then, thank you very much for watching. This has been GameCow. See you next time.